Get the camera. All right. So this is number 206. I'm going to put 206 down. I might have put 205. Anyways, 206 YouTube live yoga routine. And this morning, I was watching a video. It's about a 5-minute, almost 6-minute video. And I just wanted to share something from the video that's about within the first 3 minutes of the video. And it's by the YouTube channel WordToTheWise. And the video title is Stop Saying Things That Make You Weak. Jordan Peterson. Powerful life advice. And the video summed up was basically of Jordan Peterson recognizing, becoming aware of the yogic truth that there is a seer, capital S, and a lowercase s, seer. So what he described it as is the talker versus can't speak this morning, listener. And of course, he sees it that way because he's an educated man. So he sees himself talking. And what he said is that he started seeing a split. And he started seeing himself talking. And what he was saying was 95% not true. He was watching himself talk. And in yoga, what was happening, just describing what was happening to him in yogic philosophy, is that he was tapping into becoming the watcher, capital W, watching himself think. Now, of course, he used percentages, which probably are inaccurate. He's saying 5% of what I was saying was only true. 95% wasn't. But this is, there's no percentage. You're either aligned or you're not. There's no percentage. In yogic philosophy, there's no percentage. So what he was mentioning is that the alignment of what you're saying, who you are, versus the capital S, the capital C, or the capital W, the observer, capital O. So you're either one, capital O, with oneness, or you're not. Can't be part. You're either one, capital O, or if a little part of you is not aligned, then you're not aligned. There's no percentage there. Doesn't exist like that. Of course, Peterson is 100 times smarter than me. I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong, but in the terms of yoga, doesn't work that way. But that is a path. That's a path to understand it too. So I just watched that video a few minutes ago, so I probably messed up everything he was trying to say, but it is truth in that video. And that's what we're learning on the yoga mat. So I'm going to take what he was saying and apply it on the yoga mat. And that's what we're doing on the yoga mat. We're becoming aware that we're the watcher, the capital W. The same thing that was happening to Jordan Peterson. I'll point there because my phone is there. That's where I saw the video. But and we do that on the yoga mat because when we're focused on the breathing, 100% focused on the breathing, we tap into this watcher. And we're watching ourselves breathe. You're watching yourself breathe. And then you have these thoughts come in and you're watching your thoughts. And then, boom, you realize you're not your thoughts, but the thing that's watching your thoughts. And that is yoga, summed up. So, again, I probably messed up. I just watched the video. I probably messed up everything. I could have done better. See, that's judgment. But of course, if I plan these they won't happen. So this is number 206 YouTube live yoga routine. I'm gonna take off my glasses. So today we're gonna focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. And then you're the seer, capital S. You're the watcher, capital W, the observer. These are all words to describe the oneness that you become. And even language, once you start describing it, puts up a barrier, a veil. And it separates the experience. So the experience can't be explained to the point of the experience, but maybe it's a path to get there. But then again, the path to get there is inaccurate because the path is the oneness. Anyways, so we're going to experience the oneness today by focusing 100% on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. And then you'll watch yourself. And the sun salutations, we're going to do sun salutations today, will become a form of a moving meditation. And they're no longer just stretches, no longer just movements. It's a moving meditation. And why that is important is because you're learning how to do this on the yoga mat. So when you go off the yoga mat in the so-called real world, you're moving in a meditative state throughout the day. And you're the watcher. You see yourself. You're aligned. Just like Jordan Peterson was trying to say, is that you're aligning yourself. Now, half of you is not aligned and the other half doesn't exist like that in yoga. You're either 100% aligned or not. There's no 5%, 10%. You're either one or you're not. You can't be some of one. You have to be all of it. And you're going to learn that today, and you're going to experience that today, and you're going to experience it by not trying. Anyways, it's all a process. It all takes time. It takes years. So feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up, spread the toes. I can't see now. I took off my glasses. I can't see it. I can't even see the calendar. Can't see the camera. I have a camera here, computer here. I see myself. It's all blurry. And I can't see. Doesn't matter. I don't need to see. So toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can. Each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted. Arms are relaxed. Neck is relaxed, shoulders are relaxed. And the awareness is on your breathing. The focus is on your breathing. I'm sorry, I should have used the word focus. So focus 100% on the breathing. You're going to watch yourself breathe. And you watch yourself breathe by watching the belly go in and out as you inhale and exhale. Or you bring your focus to the tip of the nose and watch yourself breathe as the air goes in and out. I can't speak yet. Blah, blah, blah. Now in the mount pose, remember you're lengthening up. So lengthen the skeleton, pull yourself up, lengthen up, and then let the bones sit on top of each other. Find that spot where the stability is in the flexibility, in the wobble, in the slight movement. Sometimes you're firm and you're still, and sometimes your body wants to sway. And just go with the sway. Go with the wobble. That's where true stability is. Not fighting against it. You're going with it. That's the mindset that you're taking off the yoga mat. So you're going head on towards a goal. Something pushes you. You don't fight back against it. You go with it, handle it, and then come back on course. You fight it, you're going to tap out of the yogic mindset. You go with the flow. That's where true stability is. Being able to change your mind. Sometimes the goal shifts. Go with it. Doesn't matter. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center, push the arms out, up and back. Inhale, I'll wake up in a second. And exhale. I've been up, but I haven't talked this morning. I watched the Jordan Peterson video. Got on Facebook for a second. And then you just go into ragdoll. So ragdoll, you release. And when I say release, you release the mind, Release the tension in the body. It's all one. And just let the body go where the body goes. Accepting where it goes. Acceptance, capital A. When you accept where the body goes, that transfers into the mind. You become accepting. Let go of judgment. Let go of trying to be somewhere. Tapping into oneness. Realizing that you're the watcher, the observer, the seer, the thing that's watching your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. Very powerful. Once you realize you're not your thoughts, then you become the master of your thoughts. See, I can't speak. You become the master of your thoughts, and then you can rearrange them, create positive mindset. Now palms to calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're going to arch the back, raise the head. Inhale, watch yourself breathe. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in, push all the air out. Foreheads go to the knees, get all the air out. And then arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out, push all the air out. And then arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. And then two more. Arch the back, raise the head, inhale. And then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Last one. Arch the back, raise the head, inhale. And then exhale, push all the air out. The palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back. Left leg, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, head is going up, and you're lengthening. So you want to make sure the knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some and feel opened. And just focus on the breathing. You're thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Now here, make sure you're feeling opened. It's a mindset that you're learning on the yoga mat, to feel open. So the body does not dictate whether you feel closed. So if you're down some, let's just say you're down some, don't judge it. Just accept it. That's where you are. Then boom, once you accept, tap into openness. And it's a mindset that you're learning on the yoga mat, because when you get off the yoga mat, you feel opened out throughout the day, then you may be in a situation where you feel enclosed, but then you learn, hey, if I accept this, then I'll tap into openness. And then you accept where you are, say it's a job, you feel enclosed, you got to go to work 9 to 5 every day, you feel enclosed. If you accept and stop trying to be somewhere else mentally, just accept where you are, boom, you'll tap into openness, and then you can see ways out of it. You can't see ways out of it until you accept, usually. And then sometimes what happens when you accept, the job changes. You reinterpret your job and you're like, hey, this job is awesome. All powerful stuff. So high lunge, just for a second or so, and then downward dog. With the downward dog, you are pushing into the pose. Arms are straight. Legs are straight. Tailbones to the ceiling. Heels are towards the floor. No tension in the neck, so the head dangles. And wherever you are, you're going to push yourself a little bit more if you feel like you should. If you feel like you shouldn't, then don't. You're not listening to me. You're listening to yourself. We're doing yoga together. I'm not your guru, don't want to be your guru. I'm not your teacher, don't want to be your teacher. I'm not your leader, don't want to be your leader. You want to become your own guru, your own teacher, your own listener, capital L. You have the ability to lead yourself. In 2019, almost 2020 actually, and slide into the upward dog, opening up, tops of the feet are to the floor. Palms onto the floor. I'll finish my thought in a second. Or a small cobra. You can do small cobra. Chest is off the floor. Palms are touching the floor, but you're not using them. You're not pushing up. You're pulling up. You're using the back muscles, which are pull muscles. So in 2019, almost 2020, you want to be your own leader, your own teacher. Don't listen to people. Just don't listen and then just follow. Don't want to be a follower. Talk it over with yourself. If you believe in God, you talk it over with God. If you don't believe in God, that's cool too. Self-talk. Talk it over with yourself. You're your own guru. And then back to downward dog, pushing into it. Again, you are pushing into this pose, but you only go into the spot right before you feel like, you know what, I can't go any further. Find that spot, accept, and just focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Not trying to be somewhere. Settle, accept, and focus on the breathing. You're becoming one with the pose. Tapping into oneness. So although you're pushing into it, once you go to the spot where you feel like you shouldn't go any further, you become one. It's almost like you're not pushing anymore. And then left foot is up into a high lunge. Into a low lunge. I never do a high lunge when the downward dog. I don't even know why I said it. See, my mind's not lined up with my actions, with my body. I'm not doing yoga. Just like Jordan Peterson was saying. You're either doing yoga or you're not. And yoga is not what I'm doing on the mat. That's just some poses, some stretches. Yoga is a mindset. When the mind and body becomes one. You can do yoga when you're washing the dishes. If your mind and body's one with that activity, you're doing yoga. And just focus on the breathing. Tap the foot to the floor, knees to the floor. Make sure that the knees not over the toes. Lengthen up. Hip bones are pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching. Just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. And curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge just for a second or so. It's a transition pose. And then standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. And then once all the air leaves, just relax and just breathe and watch yourself breathe. Very important pose here because when you inhale, the belly swells with air. It pushes you out of the pose slightly. And then when you exhale, the belly goes in and you go back into the pose. It's a subtle, subtle movement, but you're aware of the movement. You're not focused on it. You're focused on the breathing. That heightens your awareness. Makes you aware of that subtle movement. So when you get off the yoga mat, you're aware of subtle things. You're aware of the subtleness that's happening around you. Even in this pose, if you feel tightness in the lower back, or your knee hurts, or your foot hurts, or your shoulder, or your neck, whatever, you're aware of those things, but you're not focused on them. You're not letting the so-called problems become you. You handle them, you take care of them, but they don't become you. Palms together, reach out, up and back, and then exhale, turn the palms out, push the air down and out. One more sun salutation, slow sun salutation. Inhale, exhale. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. All the air leaves. Then once all the air is gone, just relax and breathe and focus on the breathing. So palms inside the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. With a low lunge, you're opening up. So top of the foot to the floor in the back, knees to the floor, hips are pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, front knee's not over the toes, and you feel opened. Again, let go of judgment. Let go of trying to be somewhere. Just accept where you are. Once you accept, boom, mind and body becomes one. You're becoming one with this pose. So although you're going into it, you're firm, you're stable, you tap into oneness, and the body becomes one. That's the alignment. That's the alignment with the mind and the body. Once they become one, then you're in the yoga. So don't judge it. So you're down like this because you have some issue in your hip. Doesn't matter, man. Yoga is a mindset. All the benefits of the yoga poses, the flexibility, the coordination, stability, all that stuff happens. That's secondary. That'll come along. That's not what you're focused on. Conventional exercises, you're focused on, like lifting weights, for example, getting strong. That's your focus. But in mind-body exercise, your focus is just the breathing. For yoga, for example, all that physical benefits, all those physical benefits happen. That's not your focus. And then high lunge just for a second or so, then downward dog, really push into it. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. And again, you are pushing into this pose. But you're only pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle, accept, and focus on the breathing. Now, wherever you are, push a little bit more if you feel like you should. If you feel like you shouldn't, then don't. Don't listen to me. Listen to yourself. You're learning how to listen to yourself. That's one of the most important things you're learning on the yoga mat. To be your own leader, be your own guru, be your own teacher. You have teachers, you have leaders, you have people that tell you what to do, but you always take it in, talk it over with yourself, and then decide. Don't just follow. Drop down to the knees and the chest, slide up, tops of the feet are to the floor. Of course, the palms are to the floor. Modify the pose how you have to. Feel opened. Back to downward dog, pushing into it. Really, really, really push into it now. Last downward dog. So push into it as far as you can. And of course, if you feel like you need to bring yourself out of it, bring yourself out of it. And wherever you are, push a little bit more. And then left foot is up between the hands into a low lunge. With a low lunge, up the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching, feeling open. Again, the body does not dictate whether you feel opened. So even if you're doing the pose and you're thinking, man, I'm doing this perfectly, that's good, but it's still judgment. That's not what we're doing. Let go of that. That's awesome, but let go of that. We're letting the mind and body become one. Any type of judgment will prevent the mind and body from becoming one. And when the mind and body is one, that's yoga. So if you have judgment, you're not allowing yourself to do yoga. And curl the toes under the back, knee goes up. High lunge just for a second or so. Then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. And once all the air leaves, boom. Just focus on the breathing. That focus heightens your awareness. Lets you know what's happening in the body. And think of nothing else but of the breathing. See, I even get lazy. I should be pulling myself in more, but once I start talking, I don't do the poses as perfect as I think I should. That's judgment. I just told you not to judge, and I'm just judging myself. Judgment is okay. I'm talking about how judgment is not okay, but it is okay, but it's capital J judgment. Aligning yourself, making sure you're aligned. But I try to stay away from that because then everything gets confusing. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. And turn the palms out, push the air down and out, exhale. Then you're going to go to mountain pose. Now remember, mountain pose, you're going to lengthen up. So you lengthen skeleton up. Pull yourself up. So think of a string on top of the head. I got to bend down because the camera doesn't. Pull yourself up. Lengthen up. And then let the bones sit on top of each other. As if you were just your skeleton. No skin, no fat, no muscle, no ligaments, tendons, none of that stuff. Just the skeleton stands. So everyone's going to look different. So don't try to look like something you saw on a textbook or on a video. Line yourself up how you line up and become one like a mountain. So the mountain pose, becoming one and firm like a mountain. So a mountain is one with the earth. That's the mindset that you're gaining. Oneness. And that firmness, that stability is being stable. But at the same time, if you wobble a little bit, you go with the wobble. Go with the wobble. That's where true stability is. So just imagine if you were stable like a stick, let's say a firm stick. It'll break. But a twig moves a little bit. It's more stable because it's going with the flexibility. So you don't fight it. Once you start fighting a pose, you're trying to stay in it and you're trying to do you're not doing yoga anymore. You go with it. And you're just going to focus on the breathing. Now focus on the breathing. You watch yourself breathe. So you watch the belly go in and out as you inhale and exhale. Or you bring your focus to the tip of the nose and watch the air go in and out. And what will happen is that you'll start to think about other things. Then when you realize, hey, I'm not even thinking about my breathing anymore. Bring focus back to the breathing. Don't judge it. Just bring it back to the breathing. And then most likely, it'll happen again. And then you'll think, hey, I'm not even watching myself breathe. Don't judge it. Just bring it back to the breathing. It'll happen again and again and again. And it's a process. And eventually, what'll happen is that you'll realize you're the thing that's watching yourself breathe. Very, very important. Because what happens, you realize you're not your thoughts. You're the thing that's watching your thoughts. Which means that you have control over how you think. So all the negative thoughts you can get rid of. You're the master of them. Get rid of them. And get a collection of positive thoughts. Then when you have a collection of positive thoughts, that's your mindset. That's the grid that you will put on to existence. And you'll see the world in a positive light. And then what happens? That in return makes your life positive. That doesn't mean negative things don't happen, uncomfortable things don't happen. That means it's not your mindset. You're not taking it in. It's not becoming you. So we're just going to stay here a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. And palms together. Namaste. And that's it. It's number, I can't see the calendars, but I think it's 206. I'm thinking 207, but I don't think it is. It's 206 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. So I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So namaste, peace and love.